Hello everybody.
Hi!
This is a long time coming, almost about a year for this video to come out. So to give you some back story to where this video came from, Talia, right around quarantine, created a budget video on her phone and she posted it to a group on Facebook, and it was really well perceived, but it wasn't well done at the time.
Because I was using my phone and taking video of the computer screen and talking about my budget that way. Because people kept asking me, like, how am I budgeting? How am I able to afford $40 a week in groceries and still have enough food, to feed us for the week? Like, how am I doing that? And so I was just breaking down our budget and showing people how we did it, but I didn't have the tools to do that professionally, or at least make it look better. And so this is kind of a redo of that plus some.
So this is not only a year of knowledge of how to create the video, but it's also a year more of knowledge of how to actually budget. So in this video, we're going to be talking to you about how to budget by percentage instead of budgeting by the dollar value. So with that being said, let's get into the video. Before I give you over to Talia to go over the main budget, I wanted to go over the different categories of our budget and different percentages for each category. So when you're percentage based, or when you budget by percentage, every category is given a number, and all those numbers all equal up to 100. So you can modify and change these numbers. These are the suggested numbers that we've used and we've been really successful with, but I'll go over each one of them and kind of talk about what they all mean. So giving can be giving to a charity, to your church, to if you want to give money to a friend, if you want to be nice in that way, you can, but we typically allocate it by 10%. Savings is the same way. We put it at 10%. That can go into an emergency fund, an extended emergency fund, retirement, or even as far as investments. Food is 10 to 15%. We include non-edible things like laundry detergent and just random things that we need for our house that are minor, but we also include our typical food from the grocery store. Utilities, that's at 5 to 15%. You might be on that higher end of 15% if you live in places like Florida and Texas where it's really hot in the summer, but otherwise it's anything that is incorporated into keeping your house running. Housing is at 25%. That can be your rent, your mortgage, and if you have a house and a mortgage, we include the cost of taxes and insurance, homeowners insurance into that. Transportation is at 10%. Depending on how big your car payment is, you could probably put it into that. We also include gas and just minor maintenance things for our car, but that could also include like Uber or cost of public transportation if you're in an urban environment. Health is anything to do with, like, typically with the doctor, getting your medications, paying for copays, things like that. Insurance is 10 to 25%, because this is a major part of everyone's budget. That could be from car insurance, from homeowners insurance, disability, life insurance, all those things. We try to clump them all together and to give you as much as 25% of your income. Recreation is 5 to 10%. This is a really important one because I feel like that the recreation category is a lot of spur-of-the-moment things that we don't plan for or budget for, but because we have a category for it, we have a certain amount of money that we can put towards these things. And that can be like Netflix, gym memberships, just random outings with the family. Those are things that we typically put into there. Personal spending is 5 to 10%. This is another important one because people typically go over on this. That could include like manicures, pedicures, extra things, clothing, haircuts, and necessities like clothing again, if you need to get it for like work or something. But if it's like an impulse buy, it's also there for you if you want it. And then last but not least is our miscellaneous budget. This is put at 5 to 10%. This is for everything else that hasn't been allocated for if you don't have something specifically put into your budget for it. So if there's a minor emergency, or if you have something happen to your car, like you need to change a tire, that's a little bit more significant than what would be allocated for your transportation budget. This is what we do with it. Below here I have just different definitions of the different categories because some of them are kind of unclear, but I'll continue on. The 4 walls are really important. They're what keep your house afloat. So you have food, shelter, clothing, and transportation. We already have talked about food. Shelter is important because we want to make sure that we have at least somewhere to live. Clothing, we have to function on that. in transportation, and we have to be able to get to and from places. So these are the bare minimums. Everything else that falls in between that is important to have, but if you're in a worst case scenario, these are the things that you need to keep up and running. And then lastly, we have sinking funds. So sinking funds are typically just a sinking fund. It's a way of saving money for things that haven't been allocated in between. So that could be like Christmas, that can be a new car, things like that. But I'm going to send you over to Leah, and she's going to talk about the budget.
Hey y'all, I'm here with our budget to show y'all how we do it. I'm very excited to show this to y'all. It's been something that we've wanted to do for a while, and here we are. Okay, so once you have your income put in, your tithe, Excel automatically puts everything in there. Once you have your percentages written down, like right here, comes up in the space bar, you just use an asterisk and put in the percentage that you want. So for us, even though rent, I think in Matt's portion, he explained it's supposed to be 25%. We don't make as much money as we need to, so we have it at 34%. Our car insurance, we put at 5%. We don't actually, like, see right here where it says planned. This is what is expected to be spent, and then this is what we actually spend. And then over here I just put the difference between planned and actual, and it gives us the difference. It's always good when it's not negative. Alright, we do life insurance. Internet does not cost us much. It's just at 2% of our budget. That way we just give a little bit of wiggle room. Long-term disability, our cell phones are not this high. Matt pays for his own cell phone with plasma. We both donate plasma to make up for extra money, and I will be doing the same next month, but for now, my phone's only $60, so this will probably be brought down to 1%. And the extra 2% will go into this loan. We don't actually owe this much on the loan anymore over here. This shows you owed. I think we owe 26 now. Guys, we're almost there. Anyway, right now we have about 40% of our income being put on this loan. So that's exciting. We'll be there before you know it. And I made Excel hate me, so hold please. Okay, I fixed it. Took me longer than it should have. Well, it's still not correct. What did I do? Oh, need a point in there. There we go. Alright, moving on. This right here tells us it's the difference between what we planned to spend and what we actually spent. For food, we have it at 5% of our income, which works for us. We own a Prius, so we don't spend that much in gas. Maybe $40 a month. Maybe. So I have that as 1%. Our car savings, so this is considered a sinking fund. I think we've actually changed the title of this, but anyway, we have it saving at 3%. Our entertainment is no longer a thing. Once I'm starting to donate plasma again, we won't have an entertainment budget. We'll strictly use plasma for it. Sinking fund, car maintenance, 3%. Another sinking fund, vacation. We will be talking about our next vacation coming up soon. Miscellaneous stays at 3%. Our health savings is also a sinking fund at 3%. Personal spending, this was my category, but again, it's going away when I start donating plasma next month, and that extra 1% will go to the loan. I'm very excited, y'all. This tells us what we've spent in total. Actual and actual. Right now these are 0 because we didn't spend anything. And then the bottom line gives you your total income minus whatever you've paid in tithe minus your total expenditures. So hopefully this makes sense. If you guys have any questions, please put it in the comments below. And this is how we budget. Alright, y'all. I wanted to show you a little bit more accurate budget spreadsheet for our house. The one that I just did was like when we were first starting and we had everything on our budget. And I also want to update this. I think it's something like that. Anyway, so our rent is, again, it's still the same, 34% of our income. Our car insurance is at 0% because we paid 6 months, a 6-month policy, which helped us out a lot. What we would have had in car insurance, we put into the loan. Our utilities, 3%. These are our internet. I brought down to 2%. This is our life insurance, and then this is our long-term disability. Whatever it is, that's what we pay for. And our loan, like I told y'all earlier, is at 40% of our income. So with our income, we're knocking it out of the park. So over here, I have, let's just say we pay the total, or let's just 1, 2, 3. Let's say we pay $2,000. Over here, I have Excel subtract the total from the amount that we just paid so that I'll put this number in on the next month. It's so exciting. Food is 5%. Gas, I told y'all I would move to 1%. Or what did I say? I'd move to 1%? I don't remember. Anyway, gas is 1%. Car maintenance sinking fund 3%. Vacation fund, I think I moved down from 3% to 2% and put that extra 1% on the loan. Miscellaneous is still 3% because you just never know what you're going to need it for. Our health savings stays at 3% just because we need it to, you know, in case we have to go to the doctor or something. I just don't want any surprises. And we spend about $70 a week in food and other groceries. Like, some people will separate their food products, like only what's edible, and then they'll put a separate category for like groceries, like razors or shampoo or your household products. We lump it all together. So our quote-unquote food budget could probably be more if we were just doing edible food, but I don't have the patience to separate it, and the budget works for us. Like, it's fine. It works for us. So, but for a family of like 6, you're probably going to want to bring your percentage up to probably 10%. And it also depends where you live. Like, when we lived in Texas, we had Aldi, so I could bring this to probably 3% and we'd probably be fine. Because it's just the 2 of us, and, you know, it's not that expensive for us to eat, especially when we shopped at Aldi. Over here, when the bill is paid, I just highlight it yellow. Over here, we do have a Chase Preferred card. We are racking up points so that when we are ready to retire in a couple years, we will just have those points for traveling, and we can get free flights with it. So we do have a credit card, but it is paid off pretty much weekly, and we use it as a debit card. So if the money is over here, we can spend it on the card. So we buy our groceries, gas, and I think miscellaneous with it. Otherwise, the card doesn't get used, and we have to have matching funds in order to use it. And then I record our points that we get for certain things have more or less points when you use your credit card to buy it. Alright, I just wanted to clear that up a little bit because I felt like my other one I kept having to say this isn't accurate anymore and this isn't accurate anymore. So this one is definitely accurate. It'll be next month's budget, and I just wanted to share it. I'm very excited. I get very excited about budgeting, and I hope this encourages y'all to budget. So I wanted to show you guys just a little something that I printed out from, I first found out about it through a Dave Ramsey-ish group. People were printing this out and marking them paying off their debt in a fun way, and everyone who knows me knows I like doing things for fun, or that are fun. So I created this debt-free land, Candyland type thing, and every color on this page is a payment. This was our total debt, $62,720 in May of 2020. And Matt and I wanted to get at least half of it done by May of this year. As you can see, we have paid off over half. And today is May 17th, 2021. We're right there, y'all. We're almost there. Anyway, if you guys would like this, I can link below where to get it. It's a free print off. You just download the paper and print it. It has 100 squares, and then you divide your total debt by 100, and that is each of these are a payment. So this is your payment here. It just makes it a fun way to pay off debt, and I just love looking at this every month. We put a payment on our last, this is our last debt. Every time we put a payment on it, I get to add another color, and when we make giant payments, we get to color a lot, and that it just, there's progress that we can see. So anyway, I just want to share that with you guys. If you guys want to print this out, I will link it below.
Hey y'all, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. If you found value out of this, please like it, and if you like it even more, subscribe, because a lot of y'all that watch these videos,
and share it if you think that somebody can benefit from the way that I budget. And if you guys have any questions, please put them in the comments below, and I'll answer them as soon as I can. But share it if you find or if you think you know someone who would find it interesting.
And if you really like it, subscribe, because a lot of y'all that watch these videos aren't subscribed, and it really helps us know where to go with the channel, what to do, what to say, and how to present it better to you guys if you guys subscribe and just show us your support in that way. So thank you, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you next time.